Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's been a while. You haven't heard from us because I'm a lazy guy. But my co-host here is also in the middle of moving, so he's also been busy. But we weren't going to fail to bring to you our thoughts and opinions on not just the Rumble, but quite possibly the biggest thing going on in WWE right now. And it rhymes with grape. Joining me as always is the co-host, the one, the only, Mr. Delta. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. I wish today would be better circumstances, but of course it's good to see everyone here.
Yeah, it's a last minute show too because the Royal Rumble is starting in a few
Couple hours.
hours. I
Yeah.
got to go get propane, and yeah,
And
no,
propane accessories.
and propane accessories. I tell you what. So yeah, without further ado, let's dive right into what is going on. Vince McMahon yet again with allegations for every decade. Vince McMahon has allegations levied against him. This man was almost taken to prison at one point. This man covered up murder with hush hush money. I think it's fair to say Vince McMahon is an evil person. I don't know how you feel about the whole ordeal, Delta, but you have all the info with you right now on exactly what took place, what's happening, and why all of a sudden people who aren't even into wrestling are talking about it. Moist Critical made a video on this. I didn't expect that. That's how big the news is because so let's real quick talk about the merger of TKO and Netflix.
Oh yeah, that
Yeah,
whole thing.
yeah. I mean, fuck, dude. You'd figure that would be the biggest news, but it's secondary to everything else happening now.
I think that's the cause of why this is all coming out all of a sudden. I think
Yeah,
that's I think the TKO deal with The Rock joining the board and the Netflix deal. They saw those they saw the price of the stock the stock market go up from that, which credit to Nick Khan and Triple H and everything pulling it off. Like getting $5 billion for a 10-year Netflix deal. I mean, come on, that's pretty great. So I give him that credit. But and then getting The Rock on the board, and it just feels like it was all like coincidental. Like all of a sudden now this is happening, and I think it's pure speculation on my part. I think it's because from what I was told I heard from Andrew Bagala over at with JD was saying that like apparently Vince McMahon payments to Janelle Grant, those payments have ceased back in 2022. And I think with her lawyers probably saw the stock price go up with that big deal with Netflix and they said, well, we're just going to release this stuff. Because apparently, this is all, speculation here, that this was going to come out regardless in a couple weeks from now. But I think with them seeing the deal happen this week, that's when they decided to go ahead and execute on that.
yeah. I think that's what our buddies over there at Wrestling Soup also pointed out. Shout out to Wrestling Soup,
Shout out
Anthony
to Russell
Missionary
Simmons.
Thomas, Joey Numbers, John Draper. Yes, and also to Solid Monster Sounds Off. Shout out to you. A lot of people pointed that, yeah, regardless, this was going to come out, but the timing is perfect. The timing is perfect. I forgot who said it, but someone says if you don't capitalize on tragedy, you are you're a dumbass. I don't remember who it was. Those weren't the exact words, but I mean, yeah, the timing is perfect for it. But for the victim, we're not here to undermine the victim's accusations. We're not here to take sides. We're here to simply
Nope.
report on what fucking happened. And it's up to you guys. You be your own judges. I have not fully gone into all of the details. I listened to some of the details, and it is pretty uncomfortable for those. If you can't handle that kind of news, maybe now's the best time to step out, but it gets pretty intense. So Vince McMahon basically had, I guess you could say, an quote unquote escort. It was a chick. She had just lost her home, family, I think, and Vince McMahon approached her with the opportunity to make money and work in the company, but with sexual favors on the side, it would seem. And he took it to whole new levels. Like, some of the accusations here levied are big. Like, for instance, one of the accusations is that he locked her in the locker room with other people we know, like not we that we know, but other people fans know, and took took chances with her, and it's gross. And apparently, it was so bad that she got physically harmed by it and needed like a doctor to provide her care for all the damage that was done to her in this process. And it's absolutely like, wow, dude. Like, listening to what Vince McMahon texted her, it almost sounds like, it doesn't sound real, right? Like, I don't. Are the text messages in there in that article you pulled up?
No, they're in the other link I sent you just now, actually. Now, and the crazy thing about it too, from with the whole bruising and all that from the sexual activity, the Vince McMahon apparently, I guess she wanted to seek out medical assistance and all that, but McMahon will only allow her to seek out his personal medical assistance, and even then they continued on. From
Just like with Punk, when Punk needed medical assistance, and they only sent him to the doctor they had, who gave him Z-Packs, even though Punk was on the verge of death, basically, from a staph infection. So it's all adding up. It seems like, it just seems too authentic. It seems too much like Vince McMahon's character, like you have trouble believing it's not him, because it's like the Vince McMahon I know tried going for incest storylines. The guy is absolutely
sexualizing his daughter. Back in the 2000s,
sexualizing his daughter, getting her close to wrestlers like Macho Man and Stephanie. The rumors there.
There's always rumors there. Yeah.
So it definitely seems like the type of stuff a crazy billionaire would try to do who's power hungry and doesn't think he's gonna fucking get caught. I'm reading this stuff and I'm like, did you really think you weren't going to get caught? Like, you sick fuck? Like, what in the world? Like, there are no names here. John Laurinaitis, Brock Lesnar. We got to talk about that. Brock was apparently, quote unquote, rumored to show up at the Rumble tonight. Now they're saying those plans are canceled. So if Brock has canceled his Rumble plans, I don't know. I think that definitely adds weight to everything here.
Now, to be clear, though,
yeah,
in the court documents, Brock Lesnar is not specifically named at all. So this is all allegedly discussed here. Is that in the court documents there is a former UFC WWE champion right there. And so, people kind of put two and two together, being Brock Lesnar and everything. And now Brock Lesnar is reportedly not showing up to the Rumble tonight. Only time will tell. I mean, for all we know, is going to age like milk tonight. For all you could show up and all. For all we know.
I mean, if he shows up anyway, I don't know what I'm going to do. What are you going to do if Brock shows up? You're going to be like,
I think everyone's either going to boo him or they're just going to be puzzled by him being there.
Well, the ones who pay attention to this stuff will. But, if the last AEW shows anything to show, like the way Jericho got some boos going out there, I think Brock will be booed out of the building if he does show up. And maybe that's why he ain't going to do it. Again, I don't, allegations are like fire. You don't want to play with it. But in this case, the company and Vince McMahon, they're going to have a lot to answer for. So fucking much to answer for. And we're going to find out as this court case progresses over time. But here, you sent me let me pull it up real quick. It's right here. Here's the mature content part of it on Reddit. I'll read off what we've got on Reddit so far. Oh, come on. I have to be signed in for this one? Bullshit. Oh, I'll let you read some of it then, Delta, because I can't.
You want to talk about the whole thing right here? About the first article?
Yes.
We can discuss that first.
Oh, okay. Go for it. Yes.
So the article is copy pasted from Wall Street Journal because it's behind limited paywall and all that. But anyway, so Essentially, a woman who received a payout from the WWE boss, Vince McMahon, has accused McMahon and the company and a former executive of sex trafficking in a new lawsuit that raises questions about the breadth of an internal company probe conducted by a law firm last year. Janelle Grant, a former WWE headquarters employee, said in the lawsuit filed Thursday that she was abused and sexually exploited by McMahon while he was chief executive at the time. She alleged that McMahon lured her with promises of a career advancement, that he allegedly exploited and trafficked her to other men inside the company. Grant, here's what I was mentioning earlier about the payments being seized right here. Grant signed a non-disclosure agreement in 2022 in which McMahon agreed to pay $3 million for her to not discuss their relationship or disparage him.
Oh,
The
boy.
WWE received an anonymous tip in 2022 about the relationship and started a board investigation which uncovered other payments by the CEO to the woman. Grant's lawsuit said McMahon stopped making payments under 2022's deal after the deal was after the initial payment of $1 million was installed.
Pause right there real quick. So, fuck, he didn't even finish paying her.
That's what I'm saying. I think the payments, like I was saying earlier, the payments ceased at that point, so they didn't even finish paying her.
What a fucking scumbag. Like, you couldn't pay your prostitutes, no, but fuck, jokes aside, like, fuck, dude, like, he didn't finish sending out payments, and I'm guessing that's what started this lawsuit, right? She didn't get her money.
Yeah, that's the whole thing. That's what I say. The suit seeks to void the agreement and unspecified financial damages. So that's the whole lawsuit right now against Vince McMahon at the moment.
Interesting. You think she's gonna get more money out of this now?
I think she probably will if she succeeds, which seems like with the evidence that's been shown so far in the court documents and the text messages would lead to believe that. I'm sure she has a good case. She have more things to document about it against McMahon. So
she's gonna get a bigger payout from this for sure, and she deserves it. She deserves it if true. Yeah.
Chances are this probably will be settled out of court. It won't even be brought up to, a lot of people won't get the final amount disclosed at all to about Janelle winning. Yeah. That's what I think it will play out. I think she'll just be settled out of court. That's the end of it.
Because she has the sexual allegations aren't a part of the court document, are they?
Yeah, the allegations are part of the court document.
Interesting, very interesting. Yeah. Which would probably mean that those were used more for the optics, and the actual like court case itself is focused on the money. So, smart girl. She knew how to play. She knew how to play the court system, or her lawyer. Well, I say smart girl. Her lawyer knew how to do this. Her lawyer basically told her, "Look, we can. There's room here to sue for you not getting paid, but the sexual allegation stuff, you make that public, and then you use that publicity to your advantage." And I mean, if anybody here, I don't know anything about the law, but from what I've experienced with my family, usually people, what you're suing for, you go for, and any misconduct, any sort of like wrongdoings, you leave to the public, and going from there, I wonder if she's gonna then press charges for sexual assault later. Interesting. Keep reading.
Let's see here. McMahon and his attorney, Jerry McDevitt here, didn't immediately respond to the request of the comment on Thursday. Representatives for the WWE also did not immediately respond, which I don't blame them. Like, at this point, Vince is kind of like no longer part of anything major. As far as I think he's just behind the scenes of the TKO group,
Finally!
So, up until this point. So anyway, Jerry McDevitt here said in 2022 that the woman whose name wasn't yet public hadn't made any allegations of harassment. Well, I mean, obviously, because she signed the NDA.
Yes.
In a statement, when the Wall Street Journal first reported McMahon's $30 million settlement, WWE said that the relationship was consensual and that it was taken seriously, and then the allegations McMahon had engaged in misconduct. I mean, for all we know, like, from what I've seen, it seemed like she was all game for it, though.
I mean, even got too far. Yeah. Even She was on board even with the text about grape.
Yeah, because you see in the text messages about that. So, it's. I mean, I'm not discrediting her in any way. Like, what was wrong? It was all completely wrong what Mcmahon was doing to her,
Of
in my
course.
opinion.
100%.
So, but anyway, going back on to this whole right here. McMahon briefly retired in WWE back in July 2022, following the reporting by the Journal that revealed that the payouts of the multiple women who had alleged sexual misconduct. The Journal reported that the board's independent directors had retained law firm Simpson, Thatcher, and Bartlett to conduct the investigation, which we all know about the investigation that went about in and out and
We
Vince McMahon
investigated
cleared
ourselves.
himself. Yeah.
We investigated
We found
ourselves.
no wrongdoings.
And found ourselves completely innocent.
Yep. Oh, man.
Me and my pedo stash. Yeah, we're innocent.
Yep, we're innocent. But
Oh, gosh. Go
all
on.
right, so like the law firm here, Simpson Thacher's investigation found that $14.6 million in payments by the CEO to the woman had accused him of sexual misconduct out of roughly $20 million that should have been booked as business expenses. In November of 2022, WB and the board investigation was completed, and the company restated that past security filings, McMahon repaid the company for the cost of the investigation and returned to sue after the board. And I keep hearing I keep seeing online though. I don't know if you've seen on the social media. A lot of people have been the whole thing with Vince leaving that like Triple H should go, and I don't see why Triple H needs to go personally. Like he's one of the board members that voted against him coming back.
Yeah, that's wild because Vince and Stephanie voted. Stephanie voted against her dad.
Yeah, and then Stephanie left as soon as Vince went back into major, back on the board. She left.
Any chances of her or Shane coming back is even smaller now.
I think that's the main thing is I think Stephanie knew when she saw what was going on, and that's when he came back. She was
let's not kid ourselves. I think Trips knew about the allegations and about the severity of them. I mean, this guy suffered a major heart attack, right?
He was gone for a certain period too.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
And got demoted also in the period while Vince came back.
I wouldn't be surprised if all that stress of Vince's lifestyle got to Triple H, Stephanie, and the family. Fuck, dude, this is some crazy stuff. I mean, I even read somewhere in there apparently Vince McMahon shit on this chick's head.
Oh yeah,
we'll get to that. Keep reading. Fuck, dude.
So just make sure I got everything correctly here. So the lawsuit complicates the legal picture around the 70-year-old McMahon. Federal prosecutors have been investigating the payouts, and in July 2023, agents executed a search warrant for McMahon's phone and served him with a grand jury subpoena. No charges have been brought.
Really?
Yeah. And it says right here, hang on 1 second. Just lost my spot here real quick. Sorry about that. Mm-hmm. Apologies here. Oh, here we go. President quote right here. Throughout this experience, I have always been denied any intentional wrongdoings and continue to do so, as a man said back in 2023 about the federal probe. Continue with quote here. I am confident with the government's investigation and will resolve without any findings or wrongdoings. Let's see. The lawsuit filed in a Connecticut federal court describes the graphic detail of Grant's account and interactions with the businessman and TV personality. She alleged that McMahon and another WWE executive locked her in an office in WWE headquarters in Stamford, Connecticut on June 15th of 2021 and took turns sexually assaulting her while other staff were working.
Dear Christ. While other staff were fucking working?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody heard, help! Ah!
It's crazy. Middle of the workday too. That sounds.
That is just.
I don't know.
That's nightmare. That's nightmare.
That's nightmare fuel. Yeah.
Imagine being assaulted in another room and you're fucking scratching, begging, help, help. And the people next to you are just pushing crates and dollies, and no one's saying any.
Trash can guys coming in there just to switch out the trash bag. What the?
This is some fucking Christ, bro. This is some nightmare fuel shit. And imagine it's
And the thing about it is, like, this is the lightest. This is like the lightest, briefest thing out of everything. That's like, there's so much descriptive stuff in this whole article. It's ridiculous.
There's a lot. Yeah, keep going. Fuck.
So, in the middle of another workday on June 23rd of 2021, McMahon locked Grant inside his private locker room at WWE's offices and forced himself on her over a massage table, the suit said. Later that day, McMahon's personal assistant delivered her $15,000 in Bloomingdale gift cards to Grant in her office. Like, look at that scumbag. Like, you're using gift cards. Man used gift cards because he knows that shit's a fucking tax write-off, basically, for him. And it's like, it's basically comping, like, you know, it's like a gift card, basically. Who cares?
Jesus,
that's not actual cash. That's crazy, cheap bastard.
Gift. I just, griped you, but here's a gift card to Macy's.
Here's Bloomingdale's.
Fuck. I know we shouldn't make it lighthearted, but like,
it's weird. Like,
it's just like in my head, it's cartoonish.
Man's a billionaire. He doesn't even have the cash on hand to give her or something.
How the hell are you so? How the hell are you such a scumbag? You can't even pay your prostitutes. Like, what the fuck?
Messed up.
All right, keep going. Like, if I had to, like, if someone had to, imagine you're a hot chick and you have to get paid to fuck this man and stare him in the eyes. Like, oh god.
I gotta say, the suit also shows the screenshots of explicit text messages that McMahon allegedly sent to Grant on May of 2020. A message says, in quote, "I'm the only one who owns you and controls you, who I want you to fuck you."
Oh,
basically.
That's trafficking right there.
Yeah, well, that's right there. Yeah,
that's trafficking. That's an open admission. That's an open admission to trafficking. Holy fuck.
Yep. So. Continue on here. Grant alleged that McMahon shared nude photos and explicit videos of her without her consent to other WWE employees, unnamed executives, and stars, and directed her to have sex with them. The suit cited in July 2020 that the text said that others at WWE wanted to have sex with her after seeing photos of McMahon on McMahon's phone. And the other groups laughed and told us, quote, the other group laughed when he told them, saying, quote, "She may scream and try to say no, although it would be difficult to say anything with a, what does it say like that? With a cock down her throat." That's crazy. That's nuts. That's what I'm saying. It's so descriptive and disgusting. And if you look at the text messages too, it's like,
Receipts.
The receipts are crazy, and the receipts are like so crazy to me. Do you think a billionaire, like I guess like a billionaire that's like back in the day, he would like type better on his text messages? But like, man, that guy is like
apparently he mistyped a couple of words.
Yeah,
he mistyped a couple of words. He sends emojis and stuff like, but like still, I don't understand how are you a billionaire and you're not like. My question, right? Because it's like you're a billionaire and you really think you're gonna get away with it because you're a billionaire? Go fuck yourself. This is disgusting. Like, it's one thing if you're paying a prostitute, you know, like keep it to yourself. No one wants to hear the details. But this man is straight up trafficking her. Revenge porn is also on there on the list of crimes. Based on what I'm hearing, because like if he showed all of this to other people without her consent, that also falls under revenge porn. This man could very well get locked up for a lot of these things here.
Yeah.
But money was exchanged, and because money was exchanged, that changes the dynamics of the court case. I don't know. Like, if Vince McMahon gets away with this, Jesus fucking Christ.
I think McMahon's done. In terms of like ever coming back to work for wrestling ever again.
We're never going to hear from him in the wrestling world ever again. And
I think he'll just disappear. Yeah.
Do you think they're gonna pull off a Hogan or a Benoit where it's like, oh look,
they might erase him.
Stone Cold Steve Austin is stunning the air.
I don't know. That makes you wonder a bit. You know, I mean, they got Hogan.
I'm sorry, but like they can't wrestle like they can't erase the best parts of wrestling. So they can't, you know.
It's gonna be it's like you kind of like sit there like it's impossible because Vince has been like has ingrained himself so much into the company that to the point that like it's hard to erase him at this point. The man made the company, for what
Oh
it is
yeah,
today.
he
It's
did.
like you can ignore like the fucked up things Vince McMahon has done, but you cannot deny the man was a pioneer for the wrestling industry itself.
Yeah,
Um,
he was. Unfortunately, he let that power and that position get to his head. He's like, I'm Vince McMahon. I can get away with anything, even
Unfortunately,
this.
this happening right here, and for all many things probably we don't even know at this point, he is like sullied his career, and it will be forever known as this. It's unfortunate, but he did it himself at the end of the day.
I
So
guess it's true what they say, and I was like, a lot of these storylines and things we see in media, a lot of it is a reflection of real life experiences, and Vince was just trying to project his real life lunacy into the wrestling business. Incest storylines, rape storylines, all this shit. Fucking crazy.
it is crazy.
Absolutely insane. Like, you always wondered how these ideas popped into Vince's head. You're like, oh, it's because they were already nesting in that depraved mind of his. Wow. Or keep going.
So anyway, back to the article here. Grant alleged that the company diverted attention away from McMahon's abuse by focusing on the accounting for the payouts. Others at WWE knew about McMahon's misconduct, but worked to conceal the wrongdoing, according to the suit. This explains why we're
So
there's already talks about when
Linda's
Vince is
like,
gone.
you've been infidelity? Oh, wow. Imagine my shock is probably what Linda said.
Well, I mean, I'm sure I'm pretty sure Linda and Vince have been like, they're not
I'm
divorced,
sure
but they've
Linda,
been
yeah.
separated for quite some time.
I'm sure Linda has her boy toys, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm
But,
sure. Yeah,
I mean, if she would have to be crazy to marry a crazy man. I'm just saying.
I think they just keep each other married together in terms of business and name
Yeah.
alone. That's the reason why they technically are still married. But anyway, going back to so other news about the misconduct and work to conceal the wrongdoings, according to the suit. Simpson Thatcher, the investigators, didn't immediately respond Thursday for requests for comment. McMahon, who was the controlling shareholder of WWE, returned to WWE in early 2023, elected himself to the board and replaced several directors, the people that basically wanted him gone. Upon his return, he negotiated a sale for WWE to Endeavor, which became TKO and all that stuff. Moving on to that. McMahon is now an executive chairman and major shareholder of the combined company of TKO. And even then, it's crazy think about that. Like, he made that deal with Ari Emanuel. I wonder if Ari Emanuel even knew about this stuff. It does make you wonder a bit. Because I think Vince McMahon's got to have some history, even if it's not official. Like, I'm sure word got around like, God, Vince does all this shit. No one knows about it.
I mean, fuck, bro, like, history books aren't good for Vince because, like, there's a lot of history of him being inappropriate with the backstage talent and him taking advantage of backstage talent. It's like, it does, this court case and these allegations are not helping him because they're just adding, they're fueling the fire. And it's honestly, I am 100% on board with this idea that Vince is this type of person. And it
does make you wonder what blurs between the reality and fiction on television.
I mean, like, he was willing to take a lot of his depravity to into the ring, right? And so you begin to realize, like, for Vince, there's no line that blurs entertainment and reality. For Vince, it's just anything goes. And if you can turn these things into money, then do it. That's his mentality. But, like, we're in 2024 and that shit doesn't fly by anymore, bro. Like, fuck, dude. Like, in 2024, anyone else without enough significant money or influence, this would jeopardize and ruin their life. For the Vince McMahon, his life isn't ruined by any means.
No,
after
he
this.
still has billions.
And that's I think that's what's going to, like, really piss a lot of people off. That he's probably not going to face repercussions for this. Being fired from TKO, who cares? The man is near his deathbed,
Yeah, he's 78 years old at this point.
Yeah, some people are probably going to want to seek actual justice for this chick. And again, on the other hand, I'm not seeking justice until it's all verified and proven to be true, because a lot of people are ready to jump on that. But until I actually know for sure, and until it's verified, I mean, these are some hardcore receipts we're seeing right here, like the fucking text messages.
Well, the
Like,
text messages, yeah, and
like
even
that.
then, like I said, like even with us going offhand here, it's like at the end of the day, we're not stating facts that Vince did do this. It's
Yeah.
an opinion, and what we lead to believe is true that he did do
Yeah.
this stuff. It is not facts. That is up to the courts to decide
Yeah,
that.
no.
This is an opinion show. Us talking about our opinions of what we believe to be.
Yeah,
So.
no. Keep going, because I think he talks about the where he defecated on her head. I'm like,
Well,
what?
yeah. But no, it's just like you say, they're talking about the never deal. It's like in you actually see like WWE's now the value of WWE mixed with the UFC with made into TKO. Now TKO is valued at $9.3 billion. That's what because I wondered about it too because like prior to this, a couple of weeks ago, Vince was actually depleting a lot of his shares before this all went down. So it makes you wonder like how far out like this whole announcement was going to go down. But
Well,
anyway.
the values increased, like you said, right?
It's valued and increased over time, especially with the Netflix deal. That's what they're talking about right here. McMahon, now an executive chairman of a major shareholder of the combined company called TKO Group. And let's see, this week with the Netflix bought the rights to WWE Raw and other WWE shows in a deal valued more than $5 billion. McMahon celebrated by ringing the bell with Dwayne Johnson, that whole thing. So that makes that photo look so sour now, given this whole thing going. But anyway,
It does. Yeah, that photo.
that's just crazy to me.
Yeah, that photo everybody's been memeing on. Yeah.
Yeah, that makes everyone look like a piece of shit for the most part
Dude,
in that photo.
everybody standing on that stage is like, you are all possibly complicit.
Possibly complicit with all this. I
Oh,
don't know.
possibly. But
It feels like
anyway,
they
go
put the rock on
ahead.
the board just randomly to soften the blow a bit for the stock. It feels weird, but anyway. So the man at a WWE event in April 22 briefly left the company later on that year in early 23. Grant's lawsuit alleged that she met with McMahon. She met McMahon in March of 2019 after an introduction from a manager in her apartment building. So, all right, so I'm sorry, rewind this here. So, Grant alleged that she met with McMahon back in March of 2019 after an introduction at the manager in her apartment building. McMahon lived in the penthouse of the same building. So, that's how she got to know him that way. So, it was the penthouse of the same building. And Grant was looking for a job after her parents had died. So, he took advantage of a poor woman that's like,
I know.
in a
That's what I'm
real bad
saying. That's
financial
what
and
that's where the
emotional
fucked up part
state.
is.
That's messed up,
This is
man.
what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying when I say Vince McMahon is a monster. Excuse me.
Please.
Big beer. I just had a big beer. This is what I'm saying. Vince McMahon is a fucking monster. Like this chick, like what she just went through. And Vince's like, oh, you feel like sucking cock for some money, make you feel better. It's like fucking monster, bro. Like what?
It's just crazy to me.
Like, don't you have a soul? Don't you have a heart? Can't you just be like, come work for my company? There's nothing. I'm not going to ask for anything out of you other than to be a good employee for this company. And because, like, in my position, I'll be like, I would gladly help you, but I would still like for you to know that, like, it's still important to work for your money, right? But not like, yeah, suck my cock and work for that money. It's like, no, it's like, God fucking damn, bro.
Yeah.
Dude, bro, keep going. This is fucked.
Let's see here. So like when they met, McMahon allegedly made promises of job at WWE and showered Grant with gifts during the meetings that were supposedly about the job. He greeted her in his underwear and repeatedly asked for hugs.
Okay,
Then
so
the suit.
keep going. Sorry.
Let's say then the suit said that he pressured her into sexual activities in return for employment and warned her to stay quiet about their interactions.
Oh
So
my
you go.
fucking god. Here's the thing, because a lot of WWE superstars have mentioned how Vince McMahon hired them, like, or for an interview, they would go, Vince would be basically in his bathrobe. Like, basically butt naked, and his bathrobe was like the only thing under him, and sometimes it would be undone. And they could see his junk, and he would like hug them and then have an interview with them. I'm like, that's fucking creepy. Who interviews any talent in the naked? What? So this I believe her. I believe her because Vince has done that with the male stars as well.
Vince has done a lot of weird things in the past. Like I remember,
Yeah.
Beyond the Mat when like they introduced that one wrestler named as Puke. He wanted to show that he could puke on command. It's like as his gimmick. It's like I could totally see Vince doing this kind of weird stuff.
That's weird because I can puke on command.
It's
Believe
just
it or
I don't know,
not.
just weird to me.
Yeah, it is. Keep going. All right then.
So I just want to make sure. Grant began working in June of 2019 as a quote administrator coordinator, a position McMahon created for her in the WWE's legal department. She had said that she expressed concerns that the job felt unearned, but McMahon told her that all she needed to do was not tell anyone that it quote it's just to make it look legit. Colleagues complained about the overflowing inboxes, but Grant had little work. Let's see what
Yeah.
else here.
So she was basically a sex worker who was paid, to to pull on his dick. But everybody around her thought she was just like an office employee of some sort. So,
Basically, yeah.
oh my god, this gets creepier by every time. The more we read it, like
Let's see here. Meanwhile, McMahon has allegedly sent her sexually explicit messages, and his sexual demands increased. He forcibly used sex toys on her, including dildos that he named after WWE wrestlers, causing bruising and bleeding. The suit said that Grant alleged that she complained to McMahon and made attempts to end the relationship after that.
Oh, I know I shouldn't laugh. I'm sorry. I'm sorry to people who are like after we heard the bruise and bleeding part. That's like what like my laughter should have stopped there. But he named the dildos after WWE Super. Oh yeah, Lashley, you go in there, get her, Lashley. Fuck, dude, that's sick. That is so fucked up, bro. Like what? He. I believe it, though. I believe it is the crazy part. Keep going, keep going.
Anyway, so in March of 2020, McMahon had began sharing sexually explicit photographs and videos of Grant with other men, including other WWE executives and a former UFC heavyweight champion with whom WWE has been actively trying to sign to a new contract. According to the suit, in May 2020, an encounter that McMahon defecating her. An encounter McMahon defecating on her head during a threesome. The suit said.
There it is. I'm gonna just, like, I'm gonna hold her down. I'm gonna shit on her head. Like what in the fuck?
Kiss my ass club and like
that kiss my ass club is adding. Yeah, like you said. Holy fucking shit! Who was on the Kiss My Ass Club? William Regal,
and
Undertaker.
Like, some other people. Was it Undertaker? No way. It was
Undertaker was a part of the Kiss My Ass Club, I believe.
I'll have to look it up sometime. That was some weird shit during that whole segment. I was like,
I will say though, like, okay, so former UFC champion. I know we're all thinking Brock, right? But this could also be like, I know it sounds crazy because they haven't gotten him back either. Cain Velasquez.
Here's the thing, though. This is back around what, like March of 2020. Go look around the time when Brock was looking to get his contract re-signed. Like, it's potential that probably could be him. The court documents do not say explicitly it is him, but it does lead to believe that it might be him.
Yeah, I mean, it leads me to believe like the only other option I could think of was Cain Velasquez because they never got him back on contract. And his appearance was trash. Like, fuck, dude, his appearance was bad. But, whew, to think that Vince McMahon and other people are all like on board for it, and none of these guys thought like this is all gonna come into the light eventually. Like how power hungry and how depraved and how fucked up of a person you have to be to pull something off like this. And then just still show up in front of like hundreds of thousands of people and be like, "Hey everyone, how you doing? I'm Vince McMahon." Like, what the fuck?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think people like Brock, if it is him, his name will never come out. It's actually him. that
Brock Lesnar is
I
not
think
the
it's
first
in his
time.
contract to cover his ass.
Brock Lesnar had some. Yeah. No. Yeah. Oh, you think Brock is a part of the NDA? Or
I think it's part of the NDA, and I'm pretty sure that his contract is his ironclad to make sure his ass never gets implicated in anything like this.
because again, none of this would have been coming out if Vince McMahon didn't break the NDA, because he broke it by not paying her. Correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Correct.
So this is all his fault. He didn't pay her money. I don't get it. He's crazy. He's absolutely insane. He's he's like, if I don't pay her, all this info will come out. I'm not gonna pay her. I'm not gonna pay her. He's like, he has the balls to say, I'm not gonna pay her, and just let all this shit come out. It's like, bro, you realize this could jeopardize your company and you, and you're willing to let it just happen too? Like, do you think Vince McMahon has
Vince at one point said, like, everyone kept believing there's no way Vince will ever sell this company ever. He'd rather let the place burn to the ground, wouldn't care at all if this place, were to go down. And he sold the company. It's not definitely his company anymore. Probably didn't give a shit. He's probably 78 years old. He don't care. It's like he's gonna probably make he's probably making billions of dollars at this point anyway. So, like, whatever.
I'm just grossed out. He gets to live so comfortably after all of this, right? If like a normal citizen did any of this, they're in jail for life. You know what I mean? Like, this is the gross reality of the legal system in our country. It's just like, fuck, dude. Unless you're rich, don't even think about graping. Like, fuck, dude. No, nobody should be graping.
Nobody should be graping.
Nobody. It doesn't matter the status of your money or position in the world. Like, if you committed the same crime any random person with no money would, you need to face the same exact repercussions. Like, this is bullshit, dude. God, is there anything else to read?
Oh yeah, there's still some stuff to talk about.
Right,
We gotta talk about John Laurinaitis as well.
Oh!
Is mentioned in this whole thing.
Hey, Vince! She's pretty good, Vince! Oh, God.
That guy is something else.
Yeah.
Anyway, so carrying on to the whole thing, her mental and physical health deteriorated so badly that Mickey McCann sent her in November to a celebrity doctor for sessions as an alternative clinic where she never received any receipts or bills. McMahon also paid $20,000 to a surgeon on her behalf, the suit said.
$20,000 to a surgeon? Fuck, bro!
Yeah, but that's like a normal checkup these days. Come on now.
I know, but, like, what did you do to this chick?
I don't know.
What did you do to this chick to have her be fucking sent to a hospital and shit like that? But, like, wow. Alright, anyway, keep going.
McMahon recruited people to have sex with Grant as well, including WWE's former head of talent relations, John Laurinaitis, who was named as a defendant in the suit. McMahon directed her to visit Laurinaitis and at his hotel rooms, where she had sex with Laurinaitis prior to the start of his work days. The suit alleged, quote, saying here, "I've left that hotel feeling bad about myself every single time," Grant told McMahon. In May of 2021, McMahon allegedly told Grant that her presence in the legal department was holding up the hiring of a new general counsel for the company, and thus transferred her to talent relations department, reporting to John Laurinaitis. McMahon and Laurinaitis started her in a lower level position, but promised that she would soon be promoted to vice president, in the suit said. Let's see here. McMahon controlled her professional and personal lives and subjected her to degradation, according to the suit, in June 2021. An encounter inside the WWE offices that the suit said McMahon and Laurinaitis forced themselves onto her and took turns restraining her for the other person, while saying "no means yes" and "take it, bitch."
Restraining her?
Yep.
That would imply that she was trying to escape the situation. Yeah. This is fucked, bro. This is and these are two old fucks who can barely get their dick up, mind you. These are two fucks that, like, without pills, they can't do any. They can't.
100%.
They can't. Without pills, they can't grape. You know.
Yep. Or probably do anything at this point.
I know Vince McMahon still works out and everything, but, like, this is so fucked, dude. Like, You have no idea how much this is fucking with my head, the mental images of this shit. Like,
Mm-hmm.
but it's so believable is the problem. Like, you can believe it. You can believe it, and that's the issue. It's like, that's how fucked up of a person Vince McMahon is. That a person who has not been presented proof will just believe it. Like me. I'm just like, fuck. Keep going.
All right. So anyway, so going back to it, Laurinaitis, a former wrestler known as Johnny Ace, a longtime WWE executive, left the company back in 2022. Laurinaitis hasn't publicly commented on his departure, though. Laurinaitis didn't immediately respond on Thursday for requests to comment either. In July of 2021, the suit, McMahon instructed Grant to create a personalized sexual content for WWE superstar that he was trying to re-sign with the company. The suit didn't name the professional wrestler, but described him as both a UFC fighter and WWE talent. People familiar with the matter identified the wrestler as Brock Lesnar as one of the biggest names. Again, it's like I'm pretty sure that this is all like hearsay, but I'm pretty sure the court documents did not state that Brock Lesnar is explicitly stated as the talent they're trying to re-sign.
Right.
So anyway, yeah. Because they had reached out to, I guess, like Brock Lesnar, and he didn't immediately respond Thursday for anything for comment.
Right.
So the suit says that McMahon shared explicit photos with the star and informed Grant that he, quote, likes to see like what he sees. That's what the star said. After the star agreed to a new contract, McMahon texted Grant in August of 2021 to say that, quote, that part of the deal was fucking you. So
Wow. That's sex trafficking. Like, Vince McMahon is 100% guilty of sex trafficking. There's no, like, denying it now. Like, this isn't the first time we've heard Vince McMahon, you know, take one of his prostitutes and basically try to share her with the locker room. Like, that, I mean, in general, that's just disgusting. That's just degeneracy of, oh my god. Okay, my job is to report the news, not to be fucking cooking. Keep going. Our job is to report the news, not to chime in on it in that way. But keep going. Yeah.
It's explicit stuff discussed, but like it should be noted in like.
I'm like, this is just my raw reactions.
Unfortunate graphic detail.
Yeah, this is my raw reactions, and I'm just disgusted, bro. Like, I'm absolutely repulsed. But yeah, keep going.
Let's see. That December, McMahon gave Grant's personal cell phone number to the WWE star in a lawsuit. That's what the lawsuit says right here. The wrestler asked her to send a video of herself urinating, the suit said. And after she did...
What?
And after she did, he called her a bitch at the same that same month, the suit said. The star expressed a desire to, quote, set a play date, but a snowstorm disrupted his travel plans. In January of 2022, the suit said that McMahon told Grant that his wife, Linda McMahon, had discovered the relationship, and he pressured Grant to sign an NDA in exchange for payments. The CEO warned that Grant of reputational ruin and included pornographic content that he had of her, and he paid her about $1 million in February, the suit said, and later stopped making the payments. After Grant signed the NDA, McMahon continued the abuse, according to the suit, and it's alleged that he forced Grant to perform oral sex on him for the last time they met, and he attempted to traffic her to the WWE star back in March of 2022. She texted the star explicit photos directed by McMahon, but they didn't meet, the suit said. The lawsuit seeks the judgment that the NDA is invalid under the state and federal law, compensatory of punitive damages under other laws, including Trafficking Victims Protection Act. So this is the end of the article right there. So.
Jesus Christ. Well, ladies and gentlemen, you got a full glimpse into Vince McMahon's sick sexual fantasies. And I'm pretty sure none of you are surprised. I'm not surprised. You're probably not that surprised, Delta. What does shock me is how careless Vince seems to be about it too. Like it's like he's begging to be caught about all of it, and that blows me away the most. I'm like, wow, this is like, you know, like. I'm sure Elon Musk has his fair shit of nasty sexual, like, depravity and things like that, but You're not hearing about it because he's paying. He's paying
Yeah,
who owes
I'm
money.
pretty sure Elon and other billionaires that do this kind of stuff, they pay their people.
Dude, like, nobody should be surprised. Like, I'm not surprised when rich celebrities pay for sex. Nobody is surprised. What I am surprised about is when they pay for sex and then treat the person they're paying like this. Like, this is so fucked. And I'm not here to defend it. I don't think anybody is. I think we've said enough on the matter. What do you think, Delta? I think we've said enough on the matter. We've reported enough. We'll leave it up to people who are watching this show to decide for themselves what they think about the whole thing, because it's not my job to tell you what to think. But yeah, if you were a fan of Vince McMahon, this is gonna sting. This is gonna really fucking
100%.
sting. It's like, I can't believe the person I looked up to or I was a fan of turned out to be such a fucking piece of shit. Like, wow. So, I hope something gets done about it, but I also hope, I'm also more or less wanting the truth to get out. I'm sure there's a lot more to this. We don't even have Vince McMahon's side of the story.
He claimed his people already claimed that they will be fighting this.
Yeah, they're going to find him innocent like they always do.
But that was the day before the announcement that he resigned. And now they're already looking at other people outside of, that anyone that had, obviously Laurinaitis is gone, so you can't get rid of him.
Hey, I'm John Laurinaitis. I'm a creep.
I'm sure anyone that was like deeply though entrenched with this, they're probably going to be gone pretty soon.
Oh, dude. If any firings that happen after this, gonna get people's ears to perk up. Be like, oh, it was you. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So anybody who associated with Vince during this time, during these situations, you're fucked. And I'm glad. You deserve it. Like, there's no way you should have ever kept this hidden from the public. There's no way you should have participated in this. You're a depraved person. But from my perspective, not my perspective, sorry. From my stance, I think what's going on here is these people probably thought this was a person paid on the dime by Vince McMahon to do like an act this way, right? But but from what I'm seeing, it seems like she was not okay with a lot of this. Like, I mean, I don't know any sane person that would be okay with the majority of what I'm hearing. To have your head shit on, to have to send a video to someone where you're pissing. This is how does any of this get your dick hard? I don't understand. You are all some twisted, sick fucks. You rich people are fucked in the head beyond measure. And I hope justice comes your way. Anyway, fuck, dude. Let's move on, all right? On a light-hearted notice, the Royal Rumble is about how many, we're 2 hours away from the pre-show, right?
I think we're about less than
an hour and a half away from the pre-show,
Let me double check, but I'm pretty sure we're not even that. I think we're less than 30 minutes away.
Oh, all right.
I'm pretty sure.
With that being said, we're going to run down our Royal Rumble predictions, and then we're going to call it a good. We've been going on for an hour, believe it or not, Delta.
Oh my god!
I know, right?
We have about an hour and a half to go.
Okay, so I'll start off. I have a list here. We'll start off with the confirmed entries, and then we'll add our own predictions and spice things up. I know it seems weird to go from that to talking back to about wrestling, like we just didn't hear that news, but the Royal Rumble's today. And I'll be damned if I'm going to let this story ruin my Royal Rumble experience, because I'm not. So, confirmed list of men entered in the 2024 Royal Rumble match. All right, we got Cody Rhodes. I don't think he's winning. CM Punk. High chance he could win that one. Shinsuke Nakamura. Yeah, that's not happening.
Yeah.
Bobby Lashley. Believe it or not, I think Bobby Lashley has a chance.
I don't think so.
Drew McIntyre. Yeah, not happening.
I think anyone that's got a faction right now doesn't have a chance in hell winning in this thing.
That's a good observation there.
Maybe Gunther, and that's it.
Gunter, I'm gonna say no to Gunter because I think he's gonna be defending his title at Mania, not competing for a title. Damian Priest, not happening. He has the briefcase. He doesn't need to win this. Kofi Kingston. He had a good showing at a many Royal Rumbles, but I mean, like, what is Kofi Mania? We all forgot about that, like LA Knight said.
Yeah.
Santos Escobar. Carlito, don't make me laugh. R-Truth, stop. Jimmy Uso, yeah, definitely not happening. So, these are the confirmed entries. Everything else is up to prediction. You and I have both speculated a certain former AEW talent, that starts with A, or M, sorry, Mr. MJF, I'm thinking is going to show up. I know you don't think so. I don't think. Yeah, but
they're
I think
talking about some off the wall appearances might be showing up. It could be him. Right now, he is gone for a long time, and he reportedly has not re-signed with AEW. I doubt that, but it would be surprising to see him show up. But it's also at the same time, you sit there and wonder, what would you do with him in terms of a storyline? Like, I guess you can find something for him to do, because I can't think of anyone else. If Gunther does not end up winning. I don't know what you do with Gunther at WrestleMania. Like, what do you
who do you have Gunther wrestle? Like, I mean, like I said,
there's no one else there. There's someone there
if
that
Gunther
would fill those shoes at all to take the belt from him.
If Gunther wins this and then wrestles Rollins for the belt, I guarantee Gunther will win it, and then he will be like a world champion with Intercontinentals. Like, that would be a big deal. I don't know why Gunther said he would be the first. I believe Jericho beat him to that, didn't he? Jericho was Intercontinental and World Heavyweight Champion in the same night, one night, wasn't he? I'm trying to remember.
I think so. I look it up.
But I would think. Honestly, fuck. My money's on LA Knight winning this thing.
No, I don't even think he's even in the damn thing. I'll be honest with you. Like, I mean, it would be surprising, but I don't even think it's in the damn thing. I think right now it comes down to the three people. It's going to be either Cody or Punk, or it's going to be Gunther. One of the three that's going to win this thing. I think I think the original plan before Punk came into the mix, everything. I think the plan was to have Gunther win it. Until that, just like, with Punk coming into the mix, you have to change things up again.
Thing is, like, Gunther should have won it last year.
Yeah, he should have won because he did a damn good performance on that. And I didn't really like the idea of Cody winning that thing so easily at number 30 and coming in. Like that was kind of stupid.
I know.
But I don't know. We'll see how things play out. Like, I just think right now, and I think it's because also it really hinges on. I think it really does hinge on Seth Rollins' injury at the moment.
Oh yeah.
I think it's either going to be Cody or Punk wins this thing. I think though, if they were to be safe on it, they would have Cody win it at the moment. Or no. If they wanted to play it safe, yeah, they would play it safe to have Cody win it. Because that way it's secured. It's secured for Cody and Reigns for WrestleMania. It hypes up the build for long term for WrestleMania 40. Like, oh man, this is really gonna happen. Like, Cody versus Roman 2 in WrestleMania 40.
We can't forget that it seems obviously set so obviously that The Rock is going to face Roman at Mania.
It seems like that, but it's still not confirmed yet.
It's not, but the way The Rock's tweeted out and the way he's referenced the head of the table and everything, it's like, God, who else can The Rock wrestle that would make sense, though?
Yeah, no, I get that, but I don't know if it will be this year. If for all I know, they could build that for next year. I don't think The Rock even shows up, honestly. I don't think so.
Does. I mean, honestly, this WrestleMania.
But we'll see how it plays out. I could be all wrong at the end.
I can't believe I'm saying this, but this WrestleMania doesn't need The Rock.
It doesn't. It's big enough as it is.
I mean, wrestling right now, I can't believe I'm saying this in my head, but wrestling doesn't need The Rock.
Wrestling doesn't need a lot of people that are coming back.
It doesn't need The Rock. Like, wrestling right now is doing just fine with these people. Like,
we didn't need CM Punk back, in all honesty, and he came back, and I think that's like overloading it already as it is.
Yeah. The one thing I'm saying is, like, LA Knight is a talent they have that has had an established background in entertainment before, and he's their best bet for the future. Like, if LA Knight is like your future star who's going to be a future blockbuster movie star, TV celebrity, host for anything, like, LA Knight's your guy. He's the person you put the money behind because he already has that in his back. And because, you know, like, Cody Rhodes is a wrestler. He's not like a multi-generational talent who's going to be like, yeah, I will go to Saturday Night Live. Yeah, I will go star in this movie for you. Yeah, Cody Rhodes has wrestling in his heart. He is a wrestler, but WWE is looking for their next person who's going to be like beyond that. Because like who they cherish the most are the wrestlers who go out and get attention drawn to their product, right? Cody Rhodes is here to entertain us on the product, but Cody Rhodes isn't the type of person who's like starring in Fast and the Furious, starring in any big blockbuster film you can think of. So I think LA Knight is their best bet, and that's why I think LA Knight should win this thing. But like you said, you don't even know if he's going to be in the match. I don't either. Isn't that sad?
Yeah, it's. I mean, like I also like. I mean, like they kind of are grooming though Cody to be the next guy. Like they already had him show up at like Jimmy Fallon's freaking Tonight Show.
Oh, they did, didn't they? Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so like they are kind of grooming Cody to be that guy. I think that's what they are doing.
I think. Well, I'm not saying Cody Rhodes doesn't have it in him to be that guy, because he does. It's just that he doesn't have like the history of it. But I'm excited because tonight is the first time we get to see CM Punk's televised match on WWE.
Yeah.
CM Punk has not had a televised match since his return. And he's been back for what, a month now?
No, it's been longer than that.
Fuck, dude, he hasn't had a single televised match. He hasn't
came
even
back at the end of November.
Yeah, oh wow, holy fuck. Dude, time is passing by, isn't it, dude? Yeah, I think see, if Cody Rhodes wins it again, it would kind of solidify Rhodes as the GOAT, because, like, look at this guy. He beat Brock Lesnar. He has Hell in a Cell matches with a torn pectoral muscle. He wins the Royal Rumble twice in spite of all the odds against him. You know, they are booking Cody Rhodes like the next Super Cena.
And that's what I'm saying. I think that's what they're trying to do. I think this is also a notch to build up Cody to go up against Roman, because it's realistically, there's no one else to go up against Roman. Like right now,
other than Gunther, but I want Gunther to remain in his own little bubble. You know, I don't. I like Gunther where he's at. Oh, we can't forget Logan Paul and Kevin Owens are gonna have their. Well, we may as well discuss the whole match card, right?
I mean, we could, yeah.
Because just quickly go over the predictions and we're gonna call it a night. Because like Kevin Owens is gonna be facing Logan Paul. I think Logan Paul's winning. Because Logan Paul will have some other role at Mania, and I think Owens will be defending I think Owens will have some other role at Mania, and Logan will be defending the U.S. title at Mania against somebody else. There's going to be some.
This could be a long one. This is going to be there's only 4 matches on the card. That's crazy.
Well, yeah, because the Mania card, the Rumble is going to be a long one. And so yeah, I have all my friends. Hold on. Should go 5:30 p.m. Telling my friends what time to come for the pay-per-view. They're all messaging me like, yeah, like, dude, this party. I'm like, I'm grilling burgers. I cleaned everything up. You know, I got my LA Knight shirt. My bro's got his CM Punk shirt. Yeah, because me and my brother, we had this thing. Like, he texted me. He's like, you know what'd be cool? I'm like, what? He's like, if we both got a shirt of the wrestler we think is going to win. I'm like, sounds good. And we went to WWE's website. I'm like, I'm not paying $60. Like, I'm not paying them that much to priority ship a shirt to me. And so we found this place close to where we live where they actually will print out whatever the fuck you want for like $16. And I'm like, can you print me out an LA Knight shirt and CM Punk shirt? Like, you got it. Boom, done. So I feel like I do want to support the talent eventually by buying some merch to support them, but I wasn't going to give money to WWE, especially not after everything I heard. Oh, right, and the women's Rumble entries, let's go to that real quick. It's going to be Becky Lynch, I doubt she's winning. Nia Jax, fucking hell, she's still in this company. I think Bayley has a good chance. Like, they've been giving Bayley a lot of screen time.
I think Bailey takes it all the way.
Yeah,
I think she does.
Bianca Belair. No, I don't think so. Alba Freya. I don't even know who that is.
Alpha
Shotzi.
Fire, yeah.
Shotzi definitely not, but Shotzi's probably going to
No,
be a final 5. Zelina
yeah.
Vega better be out of the match in the first 5 seconds. And then Michin.
You don't want her to bring the Chantla in there.
I mean,
Use it as a weapon?
Zelina Vega looks like she could be hurt by a child.
That's true. Fair point.
She's so small and tiny. She doesn't belong in this match.
Do you see any surprises coming at all, like for the
I
women's Royal Rumble?
I see Mickey James coming out. I see
Hey James, all right,
I see Mickey James coming out. I see Beth Phoenix coming out for a surprise.
of course.
yeah.
Well, actually, no, it makes you wonder a bit because, like, now with Edge not being there anymore and he's
Yeah,
over AEW, it makes you wonder a bit.
I see the Bella twins definitely coming out for a
Oh
surprise.
yeah, which makes you. That's the other thing. Thinking about it now, going back to the business thing. You know, Laurinaitis is married to the Bella twins' mom.
Yeah, yeah,
That's a little suspect. You know, I don't know. So I don't know. But anyway, so yeah, the Bella twins. I can see that happening. At least one of them show up.
Yeah. So I think they have a chance of showing up. I can't think of another female wrestler. Maybe Lita could show up for a quick surprise.
You don't think AJ Lee will make an appearance?
Oh yeah, dude. AJ Lee. I miss AJ. I had the biggest crush on AJ Lee.
Me too. Me too.
She was. I don't. Fuck, dude. Like, how can I explain it? She wasn't like a 10 out of 10, but you had the biggest crush on her out of all of them for some reason.
Definitely had that girl next door vibe.
I had that for Becky Lynch before the man gimmick ruined her. So yeah, no. My best get for the men's Rumble, LA Knight. For the female Royal Rumble, my money's on Bailey, especially with all the screen time they've given her. It's kind of like
I think Bailey takes it all the way.
As for Logan Paul and Owens, I think my money's on Logan. What other matches was there that we're gonna have?
Just Logan and the World Heavyweight Championship. Yeah, with Roman this match, I think he'll win. I think he'll beat AJ Styles. He'll probably be the guy that falls out of between the.
Oh, what am I saying? LA Knight's not in the Rumble. What am I saying?
As far as we know, he's not.
I mean, like as far as we know, but there's still like a chance because it's not.
Because people have done it before.
I've seen it where like wrestlers have a championship match, they lose early on the night, and then they show up in the Rumble later that night.
I think it also just entirely depends. Oh, jeez. I think it entirely depends on like when the matches start. Like if Roman's gonna get the first match or he's gonna get the last match of the night. I think it really depends on that.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm here for the Rumble. You know, the other matches don't matter that much to me. The Rumble is really what matters. I mean, I love the Rumble every year.
Oh yeah, the Rumble's great.
The Rumble is like my favorite paper. I think it's like the majority of wrestling fans' favorite pay-per-view because it's like the most.
You can see all the fans. They see like the old faces that hadn't been around in a long time.
Yeah, it's the most wrestling of wrestling pay-per-views because it's like it's a simple concept. Throw a person over the top rope. That's very wrestling like, you know? And that's how you, and I'm always reminded that like the Royal Rumble is probably the most important pay-per-view.
It is. It's the start of the road to WrestleMania.
Start of the year too. So
it's like starts off the year, yeah.
And remember, we didn't have a pay-per-view last month, right? So
we did not.
So it's I'm craving. I hope these people go all out and reserve themselves after the Elimination Chamber and then go all out at Mania because who knows what's gonna man, dude, it's like the first time in a long time where I'm like, it could go anywhere.
It really could go anywhere.
And like,
it's so unpredictable right now.
And I'm okay with so many different like approaches, right?
Yes.
Because I'm like, believe it or not, I'm okay if Roman loses the belt here and has a non-title match with The Rock. But
I don't think the Rock needs to have the belt there for that match. I really don't think it needs
I don't think so either.
It's so obvious at that point. It's so obvious at that point that the Rock's going to lose.
If you put the belt, if the belt is there, it's obvious Rock's going to lose because like the Rock should not be carrying any titles.
Yeah.
Now
but
CM
the Rock
Punk
going in a non-title match that leaves the unpredictability of what's going to play out that way.
Yeah, no. So here's my prediction on who the final 4 of each Rumble is going to be. It's going to come down to. For me, it's going to come down to Rhodes, CM Punk, fucking Drew McIntyre, and I would say Gunter. Those will be the final four. And for the women, Becky Lynch, Nia Jax, Bailey, and Charlotte has no signs of return, right?
She's right now been showing her, and she's been really trying her best to recover quickly. But
can't think of
I don't think it's gonna happen.
I can't think of a fourth talent that could help. Nia Jax, not Nia Jax. I mean, fucking. I guess I'll put Nia Jax in the final four of that one as well. So that's my predictions. Who it's going to come down to on the final four of every Rumble match, because it always, like, if you notice, these matches always boil down to the final four put on the best performance, and then you're just cheering like crazy. I'm going to be yelling a lot tonight too. I may not be able to record tomorrow, because I'll be screaming at the top of my lungs. But all right, we've reached the hour and 10-minute mark. This was a great episode tonight, actually, Delta. It
was great.
It was a very good episode. Thank you, everybody, for supporting the channel and tuning in. I hope you all enjoy the Rumble. Let me know what you think. Send your thoughts down in the comment section after the Rumble, and maybe we should do a quick episode afterwards. A post show, like post Rumble match, because I don't know, I have a feeling a lot of crazy things are going to happen tonight that are
I think so too.
Wrestling's been leaving me talking about it lately, and that's good, so I can't wait. All right, Delta, let everybody know where you can find us here at YouTube, right?
Yep, you can find us here on YouTube, obviously, and you can find us on Twitter, all that stuff like that.
Oh, you know what? I should
whatever.
If you're cool with it, I was thinking you should make a Twitter for our wrestling channel, and
I could,
yeah, because, like, I mean, to talk about, like, when you talk about wrestling online, you want to talk about it in the wrestling community, not just like in your spare time, because that's how you get people to know who you are. So yeah, shout out to everybody who watches us, and we'll be seeing you very soon with another episode. Have a good one. Good night. Bye bye.